Welcome to this edition of Dateline SAU, your source for the latest news and sports from St. Ambrose University. I'm Elijah Jakovic.
And I'm Alexis Tirana.
Students put their best sales pitches to the test at the Professional Sales Team's sales competition. Dateline SAU's Grant Mason takes us there.
Although cash prizes certainly drew a crowd, business majors got the chance to network with sales professionals and improve their own sales skills. It was all about building professional relationships Wednesday night at McMillan Hall.
Sales is definitely the relationships and the opportunity to help someone, because I think especially in the business world, you want to help somebody make money and they're going to help you make money.
The St. Ambrose Sales Team hosted the event, sponsored by Kunkel and Associates Incorporated, a sales firm out of Dubuque, Iowa. The event's organizers encourage everyone to practice their sales skills and have fun.
Yeah, so the biggest thing I'm looking to get out of it is experience. Experience talking to employers, and also experience networking and interacting with my peers as well. Great way to meet more students and a great way to kind of have a good time and learn some skills about business.
Students majoring in sales presented to Kunkel representatives, and the best pitches earned cash prizes. Pitches were judged on creativity, professionalism, and persuasion.
Just jump right in. Sometimes the best way to learn is to get out of your comfort zone. So going to events where you're going to have to speak a lot, or going to events where you're going to have to meet new people. If you're a shy person, that's the perfect way. Jump in there and just try and have fun with it. That's the biggest thing. If you're looking for a good time, looking to kind of build your network skills, build your people skills, your interpersonal skills, sales is the way to go.
At the end of the competition, Mason walked away victorious with first place. Grant Mason, Dateline SAU.
Thanks, Grant. Wednesday, the feast day of St. Ambrose, marked the final days of SAU's 30 days of prayer and service. The campus community was invited to celebrate with a soup and bread bar at the Rogalski Center food court. Starting with Be the Difference Day on November 6th, SAU students, staff, and alumni came together to honor our university's patron saint and live out our calling to prayer and service. This feast day celebration also included another treat significant to St. Ambrose of Milan, honey.
St. Ambrose is the patron saint of beekeepers, and so we are the bees, the fighting bees, obviously, but I think one of the things that in the middle of December you sort of think about what would be sort of warm and bring about fellowship, and I think soups do that. Of course, we had lots of homemade breads today. Our faculty and staff were great about contributing homemade breads, and we have a lot of honey that we put on them.
President Novak hopes events like these will showcase the many ways the SAU community can continue to serve one another.
Monday night, the SAU eSports Club held a competition to see who could scale the Super Smash Bros. Leaderboard. The club hosts the tournaments on Mondays. Its goal, to be a place for casual gamers to test their skills and have some fun. From Call of Duty to Valorant, Apex, or Madden, the club wants to include as many games and people as possible.
So the club is somewhere where we want to have kids on campus to feel available to have people to game with. That was our main goal and objective. We wanted to make sure that anyone that comes and wants to game on campus has a place to game. It's really hard to make friends when you're in college, but now that you have clubs, it's easier to make friends that you're alike, especially if you want to do gaming and stuff.
If you want to get involved with the eSports Club and compete with some of the best gamers on campus, head down to Cosgrove Hall Monday nights.
As the semester comes to an end, the Counseling Center is offering students a chance to de-stress. From service dogs to workshops to coloring pages or words of affirmation, the Counseling Center wants to help. Multiple dogs have been coming to campus for the past 2 weeks to hang out with students. Coloring pages have been spread throughout campus in the WRC, Rogalski, the second floor of the library, the Beehive, and the chapel, offering a creative stress relief opportunity. The Counseling Center wants students to utilize these resources. These events are lasting through finals week, and the dogs love to see the Ambrose students.
That mental health encompasses everything in someone's life, their relationships, their success in their careers, even just their success in reaching, self-actualization level in their classes and beyond.
The Counseling Center has more events coming up, so check your email or reach out to them. The center wishes everyone the best of luck at the end of the semester.
Coming up in sports, highlights from this week's men's and women's basketball games.
And it was a weekend to remember for the SAU Dance Team at the Iowa State Dance Championships. We show you why.
And our track and field teams had a strong showing at their first meet of the season. We hear from them as they look ahead.
Mary Evans will have these stories and more up next on Dateline SAU.
Tune in to KALA and hear something different. Programming that celebrates the diversity of our listeners. We're advocates for the arts, showcasing your favorite music from around the world. We're storytellers, producing award-winning news and educational podcasts. We're dedicated sports fans, bringing you the latest Fighting Bee action from St. Ambrose University. We're a learning lab, mentoring the next generation of broadcasters and content creators. A part of your community for 5 decades. We're KALA Radio, 88.5 FM and 106.1 FM. Turn it on and turn it up.
On Saturday night, the women's basketball team looked to even their record at 4-4 overall as they took on the Trinity International Trojans. The Ambrose women's basketball team held a steady lead in the Lee Loman Arena against Trinity International on Saturday night. SAU forced 30 turnovers to lead them to their 3rd win in the CCAC Conference and their 4th overall win. Janie Prestegard led the team with 23 points and 12 rebounds. Ambrose had 11 players score and won the game 84-49. Coming off that win Saturday night, the Bees faced off against Haskell on Wednesday night. Hot from the start, the Bees went on multiple offensive runs that gave them the lead throughout the whole game. Abby Wolter led the team with a game-high 25 points. Olivia Cantu had 10 rebounds, and Anna Plummer had 5 assists. The 76-56 win for the Bees make the 3rd win in a row. The Bees look to host the Bellevue on this Saturday in Lee Loman. The St. Ambrose wrestling team took down Waldorf Wednesday evening by a score of 39-8. Parker Taronas, Jaden Taronas, and Dylan Miners all had pins in the first period. Jeremiah Morris had a pin in the second. The Bees return to the mat Saturday when they take on Baker and Grandview in Des Moines, Iowa. St. Ambrose University has a new leader in the dugout as they welcome new head coach, John Kelly. Kelly spent the past 3 seasons as the head softball coach at Cloud County Community College in Kansas. Prior to that season, he spent 5 years as the head coach at Ave Maria University in Florida, where he set numerous program records. Kelly says that Ambrose already feels like home, and he looks forward to continuing to build the softball program to national prominence. Last weekend was one to remember at the Iowa State Dance Championships after the SAU Dance Team brought home 3 trophies. Dateline's SAU's Elijah Jakovic has more.
Christmas came early for the Fighting Bees dance team as they make a clean sweep in the state championships.
It means a lot for us to bring home 3 first place trophies because this is the start of our season. So this is really kicking us off on such a great note. But it is not the end of our season by any means. We're just kind of starting. So it's a great feeling.
The team won the hip hop, jazz, and pop events, defeating 25 other colleges from the state of Iowa. Even though the season just started, they knew where the team wanted to go from the start.
We definitely have a really hardworking, dedicated group. I would say this fall semester, the atmosphere has always just been keep going, just keep moving, pushing forward, and it's almost like everybody had a direction from the start.
After Christmas break, the team will come back for their first competition at the end of January.
So we'll actually go back to Des Moines and we'll compete at Grandview University. And then they'll continue from there, they'll continue to compete about 5 in-season competitions, and then we'll start our postseason at the end of February.
Langeneckerd hopes these 3 state titles are a sign for what comes next.
I think definitely coming off of this past weekend at the state competition, we are super, super excited to see what's in store for us ahead in the spring.
Elijah Jakovic, Dateline SAU.
Just one meet into the indoor season, the SAU men's and women's track and field teams are already off to a strong start. Dateline SAU's Cameron Giampaolo has more.
Tyler Mulder, the new head coach of track and field, is just one meet in, and his athletes are eager to learn from this former Nike athlete. Sophomore Blake Bohan says that Coach Mulder has been looking out for everyone all at once.
I think it helps that he knows what he's talking about, being a past track runner and stuff. So yeah, I really enjoy working with Tyler and running on the team.
Complimentary, junior Maxwell Stews finds that Coach Mulder is dedicated to the team on a personal level.
He's very involved with the team. He knows what he's doing, and he even does the workouts after we do the workouts. And I've even seen him like running on campus before he goes to work. So he's a great guy to have, great energy, and I just love everything about him, love everything that he does.
Senior Andrew Olenek looks a bit deeper, finding that Coach Mulder has made great sacrifices to be here for the team.
I appreciate that Coach Mulder is able to step up to the plate, and I appreciate all that he's done for the team. He's really dedicated to the team, even though for only being here for about 2 months, and I appreciate all he's done, all the sacrifices he's making in order to be here and make us better.
Despite some anxiety prior to his first meet with St. Ambrose, Coach Mulder reciprocated the appreciation his athletes showed him.
I'm loving it. So probably like last week, what really stood out to me, I was very confident in my decision to come here, was just watching the kids set up the meet. It took them 25 to 30 minutes. No one complained, everyone showed up, and they just got it done. And I had a lot of anxiety going into it, so it was nice to see that these guys all knew what to do. So they took a little load off my shoulders, and then they just performed like crazy good. So it's been awesome.
As Coach Mulder continues to grow with the team, they prepare to host the Finals Week Invite next week in the Wellness Center. Cameron Giampaolo, Dateline SAU.
That wraps up sports for this week. I'm Mary Evans.
And that's all we have for you on this edition of Dateline SAU. This is our final newscast of the semester, but we will be back in the new year with the latest news and sports from St. Ambrose University.
Remember to check out the SAUtv Facebook and Instagram pages for our newscasts, top stories, and more. You could also find them on the Hive at the SAUthebuzz.com.
Thanks for watching, and we will see you next year.
Happy holidays from Dateline